What's up, YouTube? This is the Brooklyn Bounce channel. I'm here with chapter 12 of the book Anthony's Boy, The Prince of Bath Avenue, written by Richard Stanley Kagan. I'm going to try to bang this out in one video. If I start to get tired, I'll stop in the middle of it and we'll pick it up in another video. Here we go. Chapter 12, Hamster and Dunn. After the shooting of Mikey Hamster and John Dunn, I'm laying low at my home in Staten Island with my friend and fellow shooter, Tommy Reynolds. And my friend and fellow shooter, Tommy Reynolds, is living in New Jersey. We meet up with our friends from Brooklyn, and they bring us up to date on the condition of Hamster and Dunn and what the Gambino family is planning to do with us for an attack which wasn't sanctioned by the families, or if the word is out that they believe that the hit was carried out by the Colombos as part of the Colombo War within the Colombo family organization, like Paulie and me planned. We hear that both guys survived the shooting and that Mikey Hamster was paralyzed from the waist down and can't walk again. Now he should make it easier. He should make an easier target because he can't run away like he kept doing to me when I've been shooting him. Then we find out that everybody in the neighborhood knows that it was me who did the hit. And all the wise guys are talking about what's going to happen to me. So Paulie Galino's great plan has gone down the toilet. And now I have to expect retaliation from the mob, and I can see that my life is going to get a lot worse before any chance of it getting better. And if they're going to kill me, or what? Tommy and me are coming to the neighborhood at night, going out and sneaking around trying to piece things together and maybe come up with a plan for our survival. I'm wearing bulletproof body armor every time I come to Brooklyn. We meet Paulie at his home and discuss our business and our next move. Paulie has put me and Tommy on his payroll because we aren't going to make any money right now. Paulie is good people. Paulie is paying the bills out of the drug business. Paulie is paying the bills out of the drug business. Giovanni doesn't suspect that it was Paulie's plan for the hit. Paulie is very upset about Fabrizio's role in the hit and is thinking of killing him because he didn't do his job right. He didn't do his job right in the hit. The hit is in quotes. So me and Paulie have a sit down about what should be done about Fabrizio. I stand up for Fabrizio and say that even the best of men could freeze up in a situation because of how crazy things got. Paulie finally agrees with me and Fabrizio gets to live. I never forgot how easy Paulie is willing to kill a friend over something so petty as a freeze-up. Friends are pretty hard to come by, and I feel that we should keep all of our friends alive and as useful as long as we can, so long as we have power over that. It's also about being loyal to each other and standing up for each other. Paulie and me are two of the only 4 Sicilians in our crew. And to kill one of us would be stupid. So that's that. And Fabrizio lives to either fight or freeze up another day. Paulie Paulie was considered to be the boss of our Bath Avenue crew. Since I was in Sicily and was out of the Lamb, I was in Sicily and I was on the Lamb. In the 80s, Paulie had made a name for himself in the Bonanno family. He is under the supervision of Joe Bonanni, I'm sorry, and is being molded to become a made man the next time the books are opened up. That means that when the books of La Costa Nostra that means that when the books open up, that means that the books of La Costa Nostra open up to be a made man. They look to see who is next in line, and Paulie is next. So he has to be very, very careful not to step on anybody's toes right now. You can make a lot of money and you can make a lot of money and have a lot of power when they make you. It's a great honor. I'm looking to get made myself somewhere down the line if I'm still alive. Yeah, I gotta stay alive because they also don't make too many dead people, and I know that. Tommy and me are out there now trying to make some money, sticking up drug dealers all over the neighborhood and making scores whenever we can. When I was away in Sicily, my friends here robbed a bank with this guy named Chris Paciello. Chris is a good kid from Bath Avenue and is known to be a moneymaker. Chris will become a member of the Bath Avenue crew and make a lot of money for us, robbing people and banks and planning the jobs. He will become a very important figure in our lives as a member of our crew. His plan was simple: smash and snatch. It worked real good, and we made millions of dollars with just a simple plan of jobs that they could never pin us on or catch up to us for, or during or after we did the heist. He eventually moved to South Beach, Miami, and became known as the King of South Beach. He used money from the Bonanno family and others, and opened up nightclubs called Liquid. And opened up two nightclubs called Liquids, where he hung out with celebrities like Madonna and a Cuban Cuban hairdresser, HEIRESS, Cuban hairdresser. We called him Chris the Banger Paciello because he would go out on binges and rob banks all over the country and made a lot of money. His real name was Chris Ludwigson, but his mother's maiden name, but he took his mother's maiden name so that he could sound more Italian. Hey, everybody wants to be Italian. 6 months later, Tommy Reynolds and me are still sneaking in and out of the neighborhood like usual. One day I got a call from Paulie Galino to meet him at the diner, so we go to meet him there. Tommy tells me that Anthony Sparrow wants to talk to me. This is very unusual in this situation that I'm in right now. Paulie is worried about it and trying to find out what is going on and why he is calling for me. I'm worried about it too. Paulie is thinking maybe Anthony is going to ask me questions about Paulie because Paulie was going to be made. Paulie is very nervous that if things don't go the right way for him, Paulie is very nervous that if things don't go the right way for him after I meet with Anthony, that Paulie might lose everything that he has worked for, that he has worked so hard in his life for. And I go to see Anthony, and to my surprise, Anthony wants to talk to me about John Dunn and Mikey Hamster. He tells me that George Chico wants to have a sit down with me to straighten out the conflicts I have with Mikey Hamster. This is big news for Tommy and me because it means that now we will officially be with the Bonanno family after all these years of sneaking around in and out of the neighborhood. If I'm with the Bonannos, nobody can touch me without the sanction of the family, which at the time was Anthony Sparrow. Well, Anthony has always been straight with me, so I trust him with my life. This means that I am on record with being with the Bonanno family and with Anthony, and nobody can touch me without his approval. It also means that now I am on the list to become a made man, which is what I dreamed about since I was a little kid. It would be great if we can straighten out this mess with Mikey Hamster. My friends are very happy, especially Paulie. It also means that the Bath Avenue crew would now be respected by the other families. Now Paulie is about to be straightened out to get made, and me and Tommy are back in the neighborhood. The crew is back in action. Even though we lost a few friends in the street, we are still strong. This is a big victory on our behalf with the Mikey Hamster matter. This means that Mikey Hamster surrendered to us and made us the winners and strong crew of the neighborhood. But like I said, we lost a lot of good friends in the streets of Brooklyn. They were murdered by the mob. They were murdered by the mob. Good guys like John Polio and Georgie Adamo and Frankie Chestnut. These were good guys that lost their lives too young. John Polio was the first to go at the age of 18. He was a respectful guy who got himself caught up in a bad situation, like all of us have been in at one time or another. Back in the day, John was accused of having an affair with Georgie Conti's wife. By now you know who George Conti was. He was the first one who blew off Nick Izzo on. He was the first one who blew off Nick Izzo's head on 17th Avenue, right in front of all of us. Personally, I did not think he was having an affair with Georgie's wife, but you never know about these things. I guess that Georgie didn't think the same way. I guess that Georgie didn't think the same way as me. One day the cops found John Polio in the middle of the street with a bullet in his head, and all of his fingers broken. That must have hurt a lot. This means that John was tortured before he was killed. I always had a lot of respect for George Conti, but after I found out that he killed John for this, I lost all respect for him. Georgie Adamo and me were good friends since we were kids, and Georgie was the godson of Anthony Sparrow, so Georgie was well known in the neighborhood. Georgie lost his father when he was just a baby. His father was a made man in the Bonanno family. Georgie Sr. was notorious in the neighborhood for hitting people with a crowbar. He himself got killed in a mob hit. This played a big role in Little George's life. We used to call him Little Georgie Adamo. Georgie and me became best friends growing up on Bath Avenue, and I personally think that he would have become a big man in the mob if he hadn't gotten killed so young. Everybody loved Little Georgie because of his personality and because of what happened to his father. He had one problem. He liked to smoke crack, and this would be his downfall. He became a full-blown crackhead, just like my brother Charlie was, running like a dog on the streets. One day Georgie went to rob a drug dealer known as Stephen Romano. He pulled a knife on him. He was from Bath Avenue. Stephen grabs the knife from Georgie and stabs him in the chest one time, and it tore right through his heart and killed him right there on the spot. Finito. All gone. I guess that means dead, finished in Italian. Finito. All gone. Georgie was dead on Cropsey Avenue. Georgie was a good kid, but like so many good kids, he got dead before his time. But who knows? Maybe that was his time to go. I often wonder when my time will be to go. Frankie Chestnut was Paulie's friend from Bay 23rd, and he was a good friend of all of us. He was also Sicilian, like Paulie, like me, Paulie, and Fabrizio. He was much younger than me, but still, he would hang out with us. Frankie would sell drugs for Paulie on Bay 23rd. One time, Paulie had a problem with some guys from 20th Avenue who were with the Colombo family. They also sold drugs in the area. Paulie had a beef with a guy named OJ who was selling drugs in the spot that belonged to Paulie. So he tells OJ that the spot belongs to him, but OJ tells Paulie that he doesn't give a F and that Paulie should go and F himself. Exclamation point. This does not go down well with Paulie Galino. He gets very upset and plots to kill OJ and enlists Frankie Chestnut to help him with the hit. One afternoon on 17th Avenue and 77th Street, near where my father goes to play cards in a cafe and a bar where OJ sells his coke, Paulie and Frankie are waiting for him. OJ arrives at the bar with a friend of his called Little Dino. He pulls up in his car in front of the bar and parks. Paulie runs up to the car and starts shooting with a 9mm handgun he starts shooting with a 9mm handgun in both of his hands like he was Billy the Kid or something right out of the Old West. Frankie Chestnut is on the other side of the car with his 45 caliber and starts shooting into the car too. Both guys in the car are hit, and OJ gets hit multiple times, and little Dino gets lucky and gets hit in the leg. OJ drives up 17th Avenue towards 86th Street for about 2 miles and then hits a parked car on 86th Street. Drops dead on the spot. Dino lives with his wound, and this would be the downfall for Paulie and the Bonanno family. Now OJ is dead, and his friends are from 20th Avenue. His friends from 20th Avenue are not going to lay down. No way. They want payback. I knew somebody would get killed over this, but I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be Frankie Chestnut. Now I have to tell you something that I think you already know, and that is that women can be very treacherous. Oh yeah, they can. Frankie was going out with a girl named Michelle, whose sister was dating one of the guys on 20th Avenue. Phyllis was her name. She was part of the Bath Avenue girls back in the day, and she was now with the 20th Avenue boys. So Phyllis gives information to the 20th Avenue boys about when her sister is going out with Frankie, so the guys can plot on him. One night Frankie was out with Michelle, and she had to be home at a certain time. He was in her car with her, and she would have to drop him off on 19th Avenue. The 20th Avenue boys are on 19th Avenue waiting for him to come home. But they are not waiting on his front step. They are hiding in the darkness of the night like hyenas in the jungle. When Michelle pulls up, she drops Frankie off and pulls away. When she is clear away, Frankie walks on the sidewalk. Frankie walks on the sidewalk. They start shooting. Frankie pulls out his gun, starts shooting back. But it is too late for him because his body is riddled with bullets and he falls down dead. He's dead on the sidewalk in front of his house. I will never forgive Paulie for this because he is responsible for getting this kid killed. There was no need to kill OJ. There was no need to kill OJ. The matter could have been avoided if Paulie had been smarter. This kid could still be alive, but this is what happens when you get selfish like Paulie was. Okay guys, that's it for chapter 12. The only thing I'm concerned about, I'm not concerned, but the only thing that I'm curious about is I could have sworn that Chris Paciello was part of the new Springville boys in Staten Island. I didn't know he was part of the Bath Avenue boys. Maybe Jimmy Calander could clear that up for us, because he would know about that. Anyway, that's it for chapter 12. I'll be back tomorrow with chapter 13 for you guys. Chapter 13, the 90s, life is good. Let me see how many pages that is. Yeah, we're gonna have to split chapter 13 up into two videos. I'll read the whole chapter tomorrow, but it's gonna be two separate videos because I can't talk for that long without stopping. Anyway, thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, comment if you have any comments. Help me grow my channel. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Bye.